Khasuk turit utut khanat manitruluri uvlupak. We invite our ancestors to be here with us today. We cleanse this space with white sage. And we invite the healing and helpful spirits in our bloodline and connected to us otherwise to be with us here today. So this is our retreat mosaic. This is what we're going to be working from. These are the main topics and themes that we're going to explore within ourselves. So the first one is meditative journaling. We've already done a little bit of that. Listening through self-reflection. We'll do a lot of that. And then we'll be seeing your depth, desires, and doubts. That's coming up. Body bright work. We just did that. I hope you enjoyed it. And we have a little bit more down the road, somatic experiencing that we'll be doing, which is another form of body bright work. And then truth and inspiration as wellness tools, as well as strength building for kindness and gratitude. So who are you, right? What makes you you? You just saw yourself as a sphere. Go ahead and continue to breathe deeply at your own pace. We want to continue that deep breathing throughout this entire retreat if we can. Might get distracted, but I'll keep reminding you to breathe in deeply and release. No effort required. So you, right? Cultural you. We teach from a cultural perspective because your cultural foundation is the space from which everything else grows. So culture has very little to do with your skin color. Culture can be understood as the dynamic framework by which a society makes meaning, constitutes ways of being, and reproduces itself as a recognizable community. This is the definition we use in the research paper by Lisa Wexler and Joseph P. Gone is linked below there, where that definition can be found. We use this definition because you can do a lot with this definition. What this definition means is that you are in control of your cultural identity and how you pass it on, not other people. No one can say, this is valuable to you, this is meaningful to you, this is what is sacred to you, this is why you love, this is what drives you. These are actually the deeper aspects of culture. So we'll go ahead and dive a little bit into that, because this isn't a workshop, it's a retreat, but I do want to set the framework for you. So what do I mean? Why is that like a deeper part of your culture? Why is how you love and what you value and these kinds of things more important than what you eat? It's not necessarily more important. I guess I should rephrase that. It's just different levels of culture. What we tend to think of culture is just surface culture. We tend to think of flags and foods and dances as culture, and it's the flowers, right? The roots of culture is in deep culture, and then the growth of culture is in shallow culture, right? So if you want to think of it that way, that your very, very deepest aspect of who you are is your deep culture, and that's how you make decisions, your concept of self, your worldview, your spirituality, what you think is fair, what you think is not fair. Whether you like competition or cooperation, what your relationship to nature and animals, right? These are things that we're taught and things that we grow ourselves that define meaning for us. Concepts of time, personal space, eye contact, emotional management, these other aspects of shallow culture up here on the screen, nonverbal communication. This is kind of how we show those deep culture experiences and understandings. And then the surface culture is what people see, right? This is very, very simplified, but my job is not to research and to write papers. My job is to try to communicate these complex concepts in ways that help people grow and heal. And I love doing that. So I share this with you because it's interesting to a lot of people. A lot of people culture is an ambiguous thing. It's vague, but this helps break it down. And this is from a model that was developed by Edward Hall in 1978, and it's been expanded upon by other people, but it's used by a lot of people to understand what culture is. All right, let's take some deep breaths in, filling that body of yours, that beautiful body, with much needed oxygen, and releasing any tension you might have. Thinking back to your vertebra and how that was stretched out in Balasana, and how we can create space, literal space in our bodies, to release tension and invite peace. Let's think back to our sphere selves. If you'd like, take some deep breaths in and out to ground you back into that meditative space. Okay, so we're always changing, but some things stick around for a while or ever. Let's look at foundational parts of who you are today. Deep breath in and out. Let's look at the center of you, thinking about your spherical self. Think about the very core of that sphere, your sacred center. And in that sacred center is something you deeply love. Taking big, deep breaths in and slow, relaxing exhales out. Okay. Breathing in and out, I want you to think about what's in that sacred center. What do you deeply love right now? Is it a family member or a place, a passion like music or computers? Exhaling slowly, releasing any tension, and inhaling deeply, bringing in space. What's in your heart, the deep part of your heart, your sacred center right now? Whatever it is, whatever you see, person, place, thing, memory, I want you to say it out loud to yourself, write it down. Or if you're in a room full of people, I want you just to mentally bring it to the forefront of your mind as if you're saying it. Bring awareness to it, to yourself, right? What is deep in your sacred center right now? Just for you to know. Okay, deep breaths in and out. Okay, let's focus out a little bit from that sacred center. Okay. We protect what we love and need, right? We can be really good protectors. So taking a big, deep breath in, I want you to look for your protector. This is the part of you that rises when you feel like someone or something might hurt you or someone you love. It's part of you that rears up. I want you to find that part of you. Big, deep breath in. Relaxing, exhale out. This could be a guard, a wall, a warrior. What is your protector? Just take a look. In and out. What is your protector protecting? Let's just face that for ourselves. On your next inhale, really listen for an answer, or write it out if that's what you'd prefer, or speak it out if that's what you'd prefer. What is your protector protecting? What are you afraid to show others or even yourself? It's often what we're protecting is something we're afraid of, right? We don't protect love as much as we protect things we love out of fear, right? Is there anything you want to hide? Big, deep breath in. Exhale out. Sit with your protector and sit with this fear. Right? So fear is what helps keep us safe, but it can hold us back. And that's why we're having this workshop today on letting go, right? Letting go of things that that we might have once been afraid of, we might have once been protecting, but we don't need to anymore. Taking big, deep breaths in and out. So I want you to face this fear that you have inside yourself, just for yourself. And for yourself, either write it out or say it out or somehow acknowledge what this fear is. The actual fear. What are you afraid of? I want you to say it to yourself. Because when we do that, it helps us manage them. When they just float around in there without being identified, without being looked at, they seem stronger than they are. Take a big deep breath in and exhale out. And really speak a name to that fear. Person, place, thing, time, experience, mood, food. Breathing in and out in a relaxed way. Comforting your spine and body with your breath. Okay, so we're almost done with our sphere selves. We have one more thing to look at. Breathing in and out slowly. Take a look at your driving force. What gets you going? Motivates you to do the things you want? Or what isn't motivating you if you're having trouble with motivation? Right? Let's look at that. Let's look at that part of yourself, your driving force. Assess how healthy it is. Big deep breath in. Exhale out. This could be something you want, a desire. Maybe it's who you are, your character, your values. Maybe it's something else. I want you to zoom in and allow yourself to really see what drives you at this point in life. Okay, breathing in and out. Just sitting with what you're finding with this meditative journey. Sit with what you know for a bit. In and out. On your next inhale, wiggle your fingers and toes. Let's come back to the room. So to let go and become stronger, we often have to change, right? Change is hard. It's something that's hard to do if we're not motivated or inspired, which is why we're talking about using inspiration as a wellness tool. So inspiration is an interesting thing. It's a kind of magic. It motivates you to do and to create. It also has some pretty strong benefits for you as a person. So some of these things are emotions like joy and excitement and enthusiasm that studies have found go with inspiration. Also contributes to a more positive outlook on life. If you're having a hard time seeing the good things in life, then keeping an inspiration journal, just jotting down things that make you think or create ideas or stories in your head, or make you want to do something healthy. That's an inspiration, I think, as well. So in addition, being inspired can lead to personal growth and self-improvement, right? Because when you're inspired to do something better for yourself, it's easier to do. So I'm going to invite you to take a 10-minute inspiration walk or inside exploration. If you are not someone who wants to walk outside, feels safe walking outside, has trouble walking outside, then I encourage you to explore your home for new spaces. Maybe move a chair around or sit in a space you haven't for a while or go into a room you haven't. And if you'd like, you can have a pad and a paper or something to jot down your thoughts, or you can just keep it in your head. But I invite you to sit and be mindful of your breath in your body as you notice light changes, as you hear different things, as you recall memories. Just let yourself explore, because inspiration isn't entirely a structured thing. It's something that happens, but it is something that is all around us if we open our eyes to it. And so that is what we're doing right now, is just doing some inspiration finding practice. So I encourage you to guide yourself using how you feel more than what you think. So if you look over, if you're walking around your neighborhood and you're like, I've walked around this a million times, but I really like how the light shines on that bench. Why don't you just go over there and see what it's like, right? Because inspiration is also about curiosity. So I'm gonna give you 10 minutes, and while you explore these spaces around your home, don't go too far because it's only 10 minutes, or inside your home. You can also turn on some music if you know it inspires you, or look at a picture, these different things inside. I invite you to ask yourself one question, one very simple question to answer. And that's, what inspires me about this? You don't even have to answer why. Just, what inspires me about this?